doesn't necessarily want to pass it with you on the passenger, like passenger or whatever. It does make a difference.
Oh, okay. I don't want to use that much space. How much is in there? Not that was actually funny.
That was pretty fast. That was good.
That was actually hilarious.
What? It was good.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to
I
Florida,
almost did.
Eastern
I almost
Shore River.
No fair straight, you baby.
So for like the last what, like 3 years?
Hard shot in. That's Hailstone had it in the equipment somewhere. Rolls into the crease, picked up by McDonald. McDonald fires that one the length of the floor. It's 5-on-5, but the Breakers seem to be playing like they're short-handed. Not quite sure what's going on. As coming back up is Dietrich. Or Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen off to Dyer. Dyer in with a quick shot. That's a miss. Van Bilzen back up with it. Rolls back up top. Van Bilzen in with the shot. Saved by McDonald. Dyer into Dyer. Turns. Fires wide. As Van Bilzen up with it again. 20 seconds left in the shot clock. Van Bilzen finds the lane shot. That's off a post. Dyer trying to roll in. That's stripped away. And Wilkie strips the ball off of Yo. Wilkie back up with it. That's that cross for Hovey. Hovey dancing in front. Hovey with the shot. That goes wide. Dyer in with the shot. That just misses. Dyer again. Gets the rebound off the backboards. As Mullen comes on Dyer. That hit Coffin. Dyer again. 5 seconds left in the shot clock. It goes wide. Hovey. Hovey in with the shot. That doesn't make it through. And that should expire the clock. And the Breakers will start off from center as Batchilder tries to pick up the ball. Batchilder now. Held to the outside by McRae. Pass for St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire in with the shot. McVicker makes the save. Up out of the play. Breakers. Batchilder up top. Batchilder driving down the center. Good D. Batchilder back up with it. That's off to the side. McRae holds on that. And Connors. That rolled into the corner. We got a penalty coming here. As we got a holding call.
Trip over a feet. Foot on foot hold.
So a 3-3 with 15:30 remaining in the second period. Breakers will go on the power play. 5-on-4 advantage. It's number 11. Connors will start off. Hovey with the holding call. So St. Hilaire down low. Batchelder back up to St. Hilaire. Gains control. Back up top to Connors. Try the other side now. As in motion, looking to get Batchelder coming across. And she's well covered by the Wolves D. Batchelder still holds on. Shot! And McVicker got a piece of that to the corner. Hovey. That's Hayward, actually. What's up, Hayward? Slows it down, killing some time. Hayward waits for some help. Gets a nice little pick there from Haas. Oh, Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen keeps it. 10 seconds left on the shot clock as Van Bilzen looks to kill the time. We're going around. Puts a shot in at net. As shot clock expires. And coming back out, number 3. Don't have her on the list. Nice. Dietrich strips the ball. And 10 seconds expires, and Dietrich keeps the ball in Baker territory. 54 seconds remain in the Hovey penalty. As Dietrich will now slow it down and kill as much of that shot clock as possible. Pass back to Hamilton. Hamilton is going to slow it down, let the seconds eat away. 20 seconds left in the shot clock. Hamilton passes that back to Dietrich. Dietrich coming across. Dietrich with the shot. That goes wide. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. As Hamilton We'll fire it from there, back in. It's picked off now. Breakers coming out over center. Being watched by Hovey. And Connors. Pass that across. Batchelder looking to get on the floor, but knocked down. Back James. Or that's Hamilton. Pushes it back over to Dyer. Dyer coming in. Dyer with the shot. Scores! Dyer with the stutter step up top. Finds the second back of the net in the game. And at the end of the penalty, 5-on-5. Dyer finds the back of the net. It's now a 4-3. Wolves in the lead, 13-25. Left in the second period. Now it's Dyer versus Batchelder at the faceoff. Dyer comes up with the ball. Pass over to Hanrahan off her stick into the corner. Hanrahan rolling out of the corner. Being chased down by Hailstone. Nice pick by Hayward. Dyer again. Hard shot that just missed. It's ball loose. It's up by McDonald. Now McDonald has to pass it out of the zone. This ball is McRae. That's picked up. Looks like by Coffin. Gets it up to Hayward. Hayward Wolves back in the offensive zone. Pass across to Wilkie. Wilkie. Back over to Dietrich. Dietrich. Wilkie picks that one up. Wilkie rolls back up top. Wilkie looking for a line. Shot! And it's saved by McDonald. McDonald looking to airmail it to Batchelder. McRae back. McRae able to pick up the ball. McRae passes up to Hayward. Wolves back on the attack. Hayward puts it over for Mullen. Mullen looking for a lane. Mullen with the shot that just goes wide. Reynolds for the Breakers trying to get out. Van Bilzen causing some issues. Van Bilzen picks up the ball. Van Bilzen on the wrong hand comes up top. Slows the play down. The rest of the offense comes on. Van Bilzen up top to Dyer. Dyer. Pass across for Mullen. Mullen with the quick shot. That's off the post. Hovey cuts the ball back up top for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen for Dyer. Dyer the hard shot. That goes wide. And that comes back up over center. And that'll be a Breakers ball from the Wolves territory. As Townsend starts off. Hanrahan creates her to the floor. Townsend rolls up top. Hanrahan still on her. Now Calder. Townsend trying to break her way in. Ball stripped. St. Hilaire comes up. St. Hilaire with the shot. McVicker holds tight. McVicker up with the ball. Has that one off to Haas. Nora Haas coming up over center. Haas gets over to Dietrich. Dietrich rolls off a Hailstone hit. Dietrich. So back up to Coffin. Coffin rolls in. Take Coffin with the shot. And a big save by McDonald. McDonald fires it down. McRae picks that one off. McRae throws it back down low for Wilkie. Wilkie takes Wilkie. Cross shot. Scores! That Wilkie gets her second of the night coming across the top of the crease and finds the back of the net at 5-3, 10:24 remaining in the second period. Then the Wolves take a 5-3 lead back to center. As will be Hovey versus Batchelder for the faceoff. Battle of wills again here. There's a back Batchelder. Comes up with it. Also in by Sailor, and tight shot. And McVicker makes the save and holds on. Passed out to Dietrich. Dietrich up over center. Dietrich finds Holby coming in. Holby, that big save. Rebound. Gets the goal. And with that, we'll get our TV timeout. That's the game. Halfway through the game, and a streak of goals here by the Wolves. Put the Wolves up 6-3 at the halfway point. As goalies will go get some water. We'll be back in a moment. As quite the nice pass there. Van Bilzen got free. In with the shot. And, great save by McDonald with the bouncing ball. Just came out of the crease, and Hovey was there to pick it up and tuck it into the back of the net. It's very short bench for the Breakers here tonight. And kind of shows the period so far, very little offense. So you can see the goalies having a chat as they head back to the net. And, long changes. But, the first 5 to 7 minutes of this game is 5-on-5, but the Breakers are playing it like it was their penalty kill. So I'm not quite sure if they're just out of gas or what. But we'll see. Still half a game to go. Here we go. Batchelder versus Dyer. Loose ball. Henner passes off to Dyer. Dyer. Pass across. Coffin in with the shot. Saved by McDonald. Picked up now. Going back out. The Breakers. It's Dyer. Causing some issues there. Loose ball. There's McRae. Lily McRae after that. Breakers coming in. Breakers coming across the top, running into a wall of Wolves. Long shot in. That goes wide. I said McVicker got a piece of that. As Hayward now has to come out of the zone. Hayward up over center. Now, Wolves have the offense out. As Hamilton didn't see Hailstone coming in behind there. As Dietrich in the shot that goes wide. Rosson picks that up behind the net. Yo tries to pin in her in there. Looks like we're going to get a penalty for hitting from behind. As Batchelder will pick that on. Yeah, looks like we got a cross check. So with 8:28 remaining in the second period, it's a 6-3 lead for the Wolves. As I believe it'll be Yo going to the penalty box. He's trying to figure out what the call is. Jada Anthony? Oh, okay. Perfect. Sorry about that. Jada Anthony, number 58. Let me write that down. Here we go. Power play. Dietrich down low, being challenged. Dietrich with the behind the back pass that snuck through. Hamilton puts a shot in, saved by McDonald. Anthony. 58 coming up from the corner. Hamilton. And again. Hamilton looking for a lane. Finds Dietrich. Dietrich turns, fires. That bounces wide. Loose ball. Picked up by Wilkie. Wilkie back up top. Coffin got a little handcuffed on that one. Batchelder comes up with it. Batchelder looking to get away. Ball comes loose. This ball's still there. Batchelder able to pick it up. Batchelder in behind as McRae challenges. Batchelder still with control. Turns, fires. That one goes high, but Hamilton is in distress on the floor. As didn't quite see what happened in the tangle up there. But so there's the instant replay crew working on down there. But, trainer Jade Corkum and coach Ryan Evong. Watch it. We didn't quite see what happened there, but we're hoping Hamilton's okay. Let's circle back to the bench. 51 seconds remain in the Wolves power play. 7:18 remains in the second period. This is the Wolves are leading 6-3. This second period's been all Wolves so far. But, there we go. She's being helped up now. Oh, it looks like an ankle issue. That's not good news for the Wolves. As Hamilton is helped back to the bench. He's not putting any weight on that ankle. So don't like to see that. As off. So they're going to take her to the bench. So they're going to evaluate her there. And they're calling for a face-off at center. Does it restart the game? No, I think they decided they're going to take her right to the. They're going to take her right to the dressing room. So that was our assistant captain, Maddie Hamilton. There we go. Hovey versus Batchelder. It's a 5-on-4. Advantage Wolves. Batchelder able to come up with it. Batchelder looking for a way in. And we're going to get a holding call there on the swim. As St. Hilaire back to Batchelder. Going wide into the corner. Batchelder behind the back over to Townsend. Townsend holds up, looking to get it back to St. Hilaire, but the ball goes wide, and that'll be it for the shot clock. And we'll get the holding call. I believe it'll be Hayward already heading to the box. Good piece of D work, just got tied up there. And you get called on that, so it'll be 4-on-4 for 14 seconds, and the Breakers will go on the power play. 6:42 remaining in the second period. 6-3, the Wolves lead. And Connors will start off the Breakers from center. As they'll wait till they get there. Yeah. Over to the corner for Hayward. Dyer comes up with it. Dyer rolls off hit. Dyer in behind. Dyer in all alone. Shot and a save by McDonald. It's McRae Right in there looking for that loose ball. Picked up by Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen cycles up now. Wolves on the penalty kill. Van Bilzen. Going to kill as much time as she can. Van Bilzen just goes for a walk. Big up. Van Bilzen cycles up top. Van Bilzen with the shot. That goes wide. As Dyer comes up with Dyer with a quick shot. But McDonald makes the save and controls the ball. Now the Breakers. And you see the 5 seconds. Nice job. As Wolves get the ball back. 52 seconds remain in the penalty as Dyer will look to slow the clock down. Dietrich comes in for the pick. He's off. Dyer killing time on this penalty. There's Coffin. Goes with the pick. Dyer in. Dyer shot. That's blocked. As Coffin comes up with the ball. There's a few seconds left. Coffin in with the shot. Resets the clock, but McDonald this quickly this time. Gets it up to Reynolds. Now Reynolds going back over. 12 seconds remain, and the Wolves benefit from a quick count. Hovey, quick in again. Hovey around the knee. Hovey and tight shot, and a save by McDonald. Hovey picks up her own rebound. Hovey rolling around. A little bit of pinball there. She'll play it back out. Now we're back to 5-on-5. Penalty killed. As Mullen in with the quick shot and scores! Mullen on the quick feed from Hovey on the doorstep and puts it home. And at 4:31 remaining in the second period, the Wolves have now jumped out to a 7-3 lead and send the Breakers back to center. Got a goal there by Sophia Mullen on the feed from Brenna Hovey. Hopefully we got everybody back on the feed now. It's, learn a lesson. You plug in your battery pack and it messes up the zoom on the camera for some reason. Things I'm learning. Here's ball bouncing. Yep. Pass across. Dietrich. Let's take that one off the boards. Dietrich. Up with the ball. Pass across. Behind the back pass. A little too far for Hovey. Hovey. Ball knocked loose. As Anthony rushing in after it. Picked up by Hovey. 8 seconds left. Hovey. Passes back. Van Bilzen got the shot in. That went out of play, so the Breakers looking to come in. Breakers in around, in tight. Push to the outside, shot, and saved by McVicker. McRae picks that one up on the run. McRae coming back in. McRae holds up. Pass that one off to Wilkie. Wilkie. Back cross for Dyer. Dyer. Her shot. Off player. Harker picks that up from the corner. Harker now. Cross for Dyer. Dyer. Has looked. Dyer with the shot. That goes off a defender and up and out of play. So main Wolves ball. As Wilkie will start them off from the corner. Wilkie. Goes up top. Batchelder pick that one off. Now it's a race back. Batchelder has a half step. Hovey in. Batchelder in tight. Batchelder shot. And a save by McVicker. Batchelder picks up her own rebound. Turns, fires. McVicker, another save. To the corner it goes. Townsend comes up with it. Townsend in there all alone. As the Breakers now send the defense or offense out. Townsend. Over to St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire trying to get in shooting position. Forced to the outside. St. Hilaire trying to come back in. St. Hilaire still with it. And tight shot. And McVicker makes the save. St. Hilaire now from the corner. St. Hilaire rolling. Shot. McVicker comes through. Got the shoulder out to make that save. Back up top. The Breakers trying to find a way in. Close to the outside. Breaker. Across the top of the crease, and McVicker will hold that. McVicker. That's up. It rolls off the foot. Now into the zone. Picked up by Mullen. Mullen runs to space. Mullen. Oh, looking for Anthony there. Just knocked off her stick. As Coffin in with the shot. That hits a body in between. McDonald. They will pull that back into the zone. McDonald passes that one up. As Coffin looking for that ball. Dietrich. Now picked up by Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen going back into the zone. Van Bilzen. Take the pass in. Shot. Scores! Van Bilzen picked all this out with that pass, and he'll swim around and sneak in behind and tuck that one in the back of the net. Benta Van Bilzen putting on a show here. With a minute 18 remaining in the second period. It's now 8-3. As the Wolves have gone on a 5-goal streak this period. And they send the Breakers back to center. As we got a timeout call by the Breakers. So I'll get a minute to, the coach wants to give his players a rest and have a talk. There's just a minute left in the second period. Not sure how many timeouts they get in the ECJLL, but anyways, it's we've seen a lot of goals can be scored in a minute. So once the Commons team down, and get through the rest of this period, I would imagine, as they get set.
Central Wolves goals scored by number 19, Sophia Mullen. Assistant number 21, Brianna Holtby. And number 32, Bente Van Listen. Having a goal is 4:31. Remaining in this period. Sacco goals for number 19, Sophia Mullen. Assistant number 21, Brianna Holtby. Number 32, Bente Van Listen. Having a goal is 4:31 remaining in the period. And most recent goals for number 32, Bente Van Listen. Assistant number 55, Matthew Fair. Having a goal 118 remaining in the period.
We're getting caught up with some of the goal announcements there. So head back. The figure heads back between the posts. Get 3 hops and we'll be able to go. There we go. And back to center we go. Rolled out, picked up by Dyer. Dietrich. Stripped of the ball. Hovey comes up with it. Hovey. Working towards the net. Hovey and tight shot. And shoulder. Trying to go up and over, but McDonald. Townsend comes up with the ball. Taken right away by Van Bilzen. Loose ball. As Van Bilzen comes up with it. Van Bilzen fades off. Van Bilzen gets it, trying to get it to Dietrich. Rebounded into the goalie. Now Townsend trying to get that. McRae picks off that one. McRae cycles out. McRae across for Coffin. Coffin back for Dietrich. Turns, fires. And now that bounced up and out of play. 20 seconds remain. And the period is up to St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire over center. And kept to the outside. St. Hilaire gets over to Batchelder. Batchelder looking for a way. Batchelder with the shot. McVicker slides it there with the kick save. And with 5 goals that period for the Wolves, 0 for the Breakers, the Wolves will head to the dressing room up 8-3. Hopefully I've learned my lesson. I think I'll just keep this on. I won't plug in the battery pack, and hopefully the Zoom will hold for the intermission. I hope I got enough battery to get me through. But I'll throw it on mute, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes, everybody. I'll see you then. Welcome back, everybody, as we get ready to set to go for the third period's about to start. Third and final period of this game as we are last meeting of these two teams before the playoffs, if they meet in the playoffs, that is. As currently going into the next game, your Wolves were in first place with an 8-0 record. Firm command in first place, and the second place is the Eastern Shore Breakers. As they've got a 5-3 record going in tonight's. The Wolves looking to extend their winning streak. In a good spot, but still lots of game to go left here. As we get set to head back to center. McVicker and McDonald are back in the offices, respective sides of the floor. And here we go. It looks like it'll be Hovey versus Batchelder. Face off and start off. The third period of play. Wolves leading 8-3. 20 minutes back on the clock. Here we go. Sent out. Picked up by McRae. McRae. Quick pass up to Hovey. Hovey brings it into the offensive zone for the Wolves. Hovey cuts back across up top. Runs into a wall. Hovey shovels it back towards Van Bilzen, but that's stolen by Hailstone. But runs into Wilkie. Wilkie hops the ball free and comes up with it. Fresh 30 on the clock. Wilkie looking across for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen gets checked his shoes. Mullen now. Up top, Mullen with the shot. And a save there by McDonald. Wilkie comes up with a loose ball. Wilkie in with the shot. That goes off the backboards and back over center. That'll be a back over, so it'll be a Breakers will start in Wolves zone as Batchelder will start us off. Start the Breakers off from the corner, being watched by Hannerhan. Batchelder pulls back up top, looking for the pick from Townsend. As Calder looks to step in. Batchelder looking for a lane. That's Hannerhan. He's backing her up. Batchelder looking for a lane. Puts the pass across. Loose ball picked up by Hovey. Hovey passes that one up. That bounces over Hannerhan, picked up by the number 3. But Coffin able to chop that ball free. That'll be Wolves' ball in the offensive zone. Handed off to Dyer. Dyer passes to the corner. Coffin will come out. Coffin puts the shot in on net. That's a save by McDonald. Picked up by Yo as Coffin comes in on her. Coffin trips on a shoelace, but the 10 seconds has expired before the Breakers can get out of the zone. And that'll be Wolves' ball from center. Dyer will start them off. Hands off to Dietrich. Dietrich. Mullen wasn't expecting that. It's okay. Hayward picks that up for Hovey. Hovey cutting in front, but looks like you got a moving pick. It'll be a free ball as Reynolds looks to come out of the zone. Coffin aggressive on that. Able to chop the ball free. Hovey will pick that up. Hovey coming right back in. Hovey driving to the net. Gets a bump. Now Batchelder comes up with a loop ball. Batchelder rolls off a check. Batchelder coming in is the D up. Batchelder looks to fly. Good job. For the rookie, Tori Jenkins, standing up to Batchelder and stood her up. Yeah. Haas comes up with it. Nora Haas up over center. Pass across to Van Bilzen on the move. Van Bilzen in behind. Van Bilzen and take shot. And that's off a post. Wilkie will pick that up from the corner. Wilkie Batchelder got a piece of her, able to pop the ball free. Sends it up to, yeah. Ball coming in down to the corner as Calder tries to control that. Breakers right in there after it. Push to the outside. Shot in, that goes wide. Hannerhan now carry it out for the Wolves. Hannerhan. Nice cross. For Hayward. Hayward now brings it in. Hayward. Pass across for Dyer. Dyer in with the shot. That gets blocked in front by Hailstone. Picked up by Mullen. Mullen. Her pass knocked down. Coffin able to get it. Coffin turns and fires. That's blocked in front. Dyer gets it off the post. That deflects down. McVicker will come out of the net. Plays up to Mullen. Mullen back down. Mullen gets it to Hayward. Hayward. That's across for Coffin. Coffin trying to slip in. Coffin with the shot. That goes wide. Hayward trying to one-time it out of the air. Loose ball. As Reynolds is the first one to it. Battle along the boards. St. Hilaire trying to get out of the zone. Being watched. Loose ball. Picked up by Hayward. Hayward hands it off to Dietrich. Dietrich waiting for the rest of the offense to come into the zone. Dietrich pass to Wilkie. Wilkie back to Dietrich. Dietrich cross to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen out of the air. Quick shot. Scores! Van Bilzen picks off the high pass from Dietrich. Those two. Continuation of last game. Those two feeding each other. And just like that, it's now a 9-3 lead for the Wolves. And they send the Breakers back to center. 15:09, time of the goal. Time remaining. As Dyer versus Batchelder. Back at center floor. Here we go. In comes Hannerhan. Hannerhan. Pass across for Dyer. Dyer coming in tight. Dyer shot! And that's just went wide. Dyer now come from behind the net. Dyer. That's a shot in. That goes wide. Harker picks that up from the corner. Harker. Pass across for Hayward. Over for Dyer. Dyer puts a shot in. That goes wide. They'll come back over. So it'll be
number 71, Cat Wilkie, 9 years old, 14-09 in his third period.
Breakers will start off from the corner. Batchelder in for the ball, being watched by McRae. AP McRae against Batchelder, leading scorer for the older sister Lily McRae. Challenges. Batchelder lost the ball, got it back. McRae sisters. Batchelder still in tight though. Low shot. That went wide. McRae picks that one off the backboards. Now McRae looking to get it out of the zone. McRae. Good cradle coming down. McRae coming down the outside. McRae on the wrong hand as she's coming into the zone, but able to keep the ball all the way down and draws the penalty. As McRae. It's back up. Now we picked up. And we got a holding call coming here. Nicely done. Miss Maggie McRae, affiliated player tonight, U17 player, auditioning for hopefully a role with the Wolves next year. 13:56 remains in the third period. 9-3, the Wolves lead. And then now going on the power play. As Dyer will start us off from center. 5-on-4 advantage. Should be a 2-minute holding call. Haven't seen it go up on the board yet. There we go. Dyer brings it in up top. It's off to the corner. Mullen right in. Saved by McDonald. Loose ball. Picked up. Pass across for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen. That's picked up by Reynolds. Reynolds on the breakaway coming down. Reynolds. Oh, nice job by Dyer. Take that away. Dyer back down the floor. Dyer hands off to Coffin. Coming back in. Back to Coffin up top. Over to the corner. Cross for Hovey. Hovey will have to take that off the boards. Yo knocks that one down. Now, the Breakers looking to come out. But Hayward able to knock it free. Hayward back up with the ball. Gets that over for Coffin as Dietrich comes on to join the party. Coffin has a look. Mullen coming on as well. Dietrich. So shot. Pass across for Hovey. Hovey in tight shot. And a save by McDonald. And Batchelder comes up with it and sends that one down the length of the floor. That's McVicker. Play it quickly back up to Dietrich. Dietrich back in. As almost catching. Shot. And a goal. Coffin made the shot, and Mullen able to pick up the rebound and put it in the back of the net. Oh, forget what they call that dance, but anyways. It's the Wolves now 10-3 lead with 12:04 remaining in the third period, and send the Breakers back to center. As it's Hovey versus Batchelder. I believe that was power play goal. It's a loose ball picked up by the Wolves. It's Mullen. Cutting across top. Shot! And a save. Ball goes into the corner. Hovey after it. Hovey rolling out from the corner. Hovey across top. Shot! That goes wide. Funny bounce off the boards. Comes to Dietrich. Dietrich plays it back up top. It's Van Bilzen, hard shot in, saved by McDonald. Dietrich in with the shot. Another save. Mullen from the corner. Mullen across, shot. That doesn't make it through. Harker trying to bank that one in. That goes to the boards. Picked up by Dietrich. Dietrich rolling back out again. Dietrich behind the back pass, cross to Mullen. Mullen, low shot and a save there. That's Wisen trying to get it, but Wolves come up with it again. Mullen, pass across to Hovey. Hovey, another low shot. That goes off an ankle to the corner. As Van Bilzen picks up the loose ball. Van Bilzen rolls back up top. Van Bilzen in with the shot, saved by McDonald. As Van Bilzen chops the stick out and able to come back up with it. Dietrich takes a hit to the face there. She was going into the corner. She's feeling that one. Mullen rolls back up top. Mullen. There he comes across. Final seconds of the shot clock here. As Dietrich sends it in at the net. And Dietrich getting lots of attention by the Breaker defense on that one. So go to the bench, get a drink. Played up. Down low. Haas will pick that one up. Haas now coming out of the Wolves zone. Haas, quick pass up to Hannerhan. Hannerhan looking to get it across to Wilkie. Wilkie in tight shot. And it's saved by McDonald. McDonald looking to get Batchelder away. Batchelder holds up his Hannerhan. Stays on her. And Hayward in, drops the ball. Pass back up. Looking to get it in tight. Loose ball. That's Calder. Passes it across. Over for Hayward. Hayward gets it to Coffin. Coming in on the rush. Coffin. In tight. Coffin. Shot. And a save by McDonald. Breakers. Hayward fighting for the ball to the corner. Loose ball picked up by Coffin. Back out to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen shot. That's deflected wide. Mullen knocks that one down. Hayward comes up with it. Hayward across for Hovey. Hovey shot. That's a save by McDonald. Hovey up with it again. Hovey fakes. Hovey in with the shot. That's blocked. Now picked up by Mullen. Mullen rolls back up top. Over to Hovey. Hovey shot just misses the side there. As Van Bilzen fights in behind the net. And that's picked up. Out come the Breakers. As Coffin and Hovey combine. Pop the ball loose. Coffin with it. Coffin passes across. Van Bilzen shot. And saved by McDonald. Now hold on. We'll go to a TV timeout with 8:11 remaining in the third period. It's a 10-3 lead for your Sackville Wolves. As we got just over 8 minutes remaining in the third period. Go, go, go. Come on, Lauren, give me 3 hops. There you go. We'll start that off. Breakers in the Wolves territory. And here we go. Challenger away, Townsend. Townsend pass across. On the run, shot! Off the post. And back down is Dyer. Dyer with speed. Dyer coming around tight. Dyer in tight. Shot and a save by McDonald. Picked up by Dietrich. Dietrich. Rolling off the check by Reynolds. Ball pops free. Dietrich able to get it back. Now loose ball picked up by Batchelder. Batchelder. Through a check. And Bilzen. Batchelder still with the ball. As Dyer and Van Bilzen pushing to the outside. And it's now sent back. As the shot clock expires. Now Dyer. That pass got blocked. Dyer hustling in. Breakers up with the ball. Forced to the outside by Harker. Handed off to St. Hilaire. Ira St. Hilaire for the Breakers. Looking to find a route in. And kept to the outside by Mullen. Now McRae. Jenkins did a good job stopping in there. Long shot in. That's off a body. Off to the outside. And up, back comes Hayward. Hayward on the transition. Pass across to Wilkie. Wilkie coming in on the move. Wilkie and take shot. And it's saved by McDonald. And we got an in and out on the crease. So it'll be Wolves ball from the corner. Wilkie will start off the Wolves. Here's Dietrich back on. Worse for wear. Oh, over to Anthony. Anthony. Yo, challenges her. Anthony, pass to Hovey. Hovey looking for a route in. Hovey. That's knocked off first stick, and it should roll out back over. So it'll be a Breakers ball from Wolves territory. And number 5 for the Breakers. St. Hilaire looking for a way in. Haas to the outside. St. Hilaire cycles in front. Broken up by the Wolves D. There's Hannerhan. Hustles back on that one. Hannerhan. The Breaker territory. Passes it off to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen trying to get around tight. Van Bilzen in tight. Shot. And that just went up and over. Battle for the ball. Goes back up top for Dyer. Dyer. Pass across for Mullen. Mullen turns and fires. Saved by McDonald. Mullen, another. And scores! Mullen, I believe, got the hat trick there. She got the rebound. Picked the rebound, top of the crease, and up and over in the back of the net. And 5:06 remaining in the third period. It's now an 11-3 lead for the Wolves. As we'll go back to center for another face-off. Dyer versus Batchelder. Go here. Congratulations, Miss Mullen. Good night for her.
That goal scored at the 19, Sophie Mullen. The total of assists was 5:06 in the third period.
Batchelder without a stick and still causing issues. Townsend comes up with it. Townsend trying to find a way in. As McRae won't let her go. Now Townsend. That's that one back up. And so somebody hit the boards hard there as well. I think we got a hurt player because I'm missing a. I think that was Townsend that was taken hard into the boards. Coach is in, talking to the player. Hope she's okay. Doesn't look to be any call on the play. 4:39 remains in the third period. Wolves lead 11-3. As game was tied 3-3 after one, but start of the second period, the Breakers just didn't seem to show much offense, and they haven't had much offense since. We're looking at 8 straight goals here for the Wolves unanswered as the Breakers look to get set. Vicar hasn't been nearly as busy as McDonald on the other side, but has had to be sharp on occasion. Oh, good. Here we go. Townsend's getting up. And, that's great to see her getting off on her own. So I believe they'll do a face-off at center to restart the play. 4:39 remains in the third period. Wolves leading 11-3. Dyer versus Batchelder. At center floor. It's 5-on-5 play. Here we go. Dyer wins it clean. Nicely done. Dyer hustling in. Shot that goes wide. Rebound goes up and out of play. That'll be Breakers ball. St. Hilaire starts them off. St. Hilaire runs into the zone. St. Hilaire trying to find a way in through the Wolves D. Passes across to Yo. Yo. Pass goes wild, and it looks like we've got a high sticking call in behind the play. I think that, it was Dietrich. Stick got up a little high coming in. So delayed penalty call. Dietrich will head to the box, and they'll go on the power play. 4:07 remains as Yo will start off the power play for the Breakers. Yo passes off Mills, I think. Then I'll look for Batchelder to the corner. St. Hilaire. That's Connors. St. Hilaire looking for a lane. Behind the back. Pass. That goes into the corner. Connors rolls out. Couple of seconds left. Batchelder turns, fires. That gets blocked. No, off the post, and that reset the clock. Batchelder coming in from the corner. Hard shot and scores. That was St. Hilaire, actually. Came out and big shot. Finds the back of the net. And after 8 goals, the Breakers finally answered back. And now the score is 11-4. As they score their first goal since the first period. There's St. Hilaire on the power play. 3:26 remains. And back. Breakers send the Wolves back to center. As Batchelder versus Hovey. Here we go. He's well picked up by Van Dilsen. Van Dilsen rolls off a check in. Van Dilsen in tight. Pass off for Dietrich. Dietrich fires. That goes high. Hovey shoots that at the net off the post. Hovey back up with it. For Van Dilsen. Van Dilsen. Cross for Dietrich. Bouncing ball. Wilkie in with the shot. That's off the post. Back up with it. Wilkie. Van Dilsen. Van Dilsen in with the shot. Saved by McDonald. Van Dilsen. Wolves still in possession. Van Dilsen intake. Shot. Save. Dietrich. Puts it in. Oh. Dietrich on the rebound from Van Dilsen. And able to put that back in. And we got a timeout called by the Breakers as the Wolves regain their 8-point lead. It's now 12-4. Wolves leading with 2:31 remaining in the third period. Show the timeout, and we'll get this back and get this game in the books in the next 2:31 as we get set to go. All right. Called back to center. Nice goal there by Miss L. Dietrich. That pulls us back for another face-off at the center is it's Batchelder versus Hovey. Back to 5-on-5. Here we go. Not just a battle of strength, but a battle of wills going on there. In that dot. Flips it out. Mullen comes up with the ball. Mullen also with the assist on that. Breakers just send the ball back out. Not sure what the timeout was about if you're going to kill the clock, but anyways. Van Bilzen pass it over to Dietrich. Dietrich gets a little bit of a pick. Shot in, saved by McDonald. And McDonald immediately sends the ball all the way down the floor. McVicker will take the pass. And the goalie at the other side. Nice pass up to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen looks to get that across to Anthony. Ball comes loose and sent right back down the floor. So it's McVicker says, no, you keep the ball on that side. It's the ball. Anthony in fighting for that one. Picked up. But, ball pop free, stick pop free. Anthony comes up with it. Anthony rolls off a check. Anthony draws a penalty. Oh, who's the penalty going to? You got a high stick on one and a hold on the other. Is the referees both have their hands up. I think we might have one going from each side. As Wolves were in possession when the whistle was blown. And I see, I see two Breakers heading to the box. So with 54 seconds remaining in the third period, it's a 5-on-3 advantage for the Wolves. As Van Bilzen is ready to start off. And a little pass. Looking for the back door. That gets deflected. Picked up by Coffin. Coffin brings it back in. Cross. Shot! And that goes off the side of the net. And Dietrich will pick that back up. In tight shot and Hovey gets the goal. It's a 5-on-3 advantage. No, I say no goal. It was they called that a crease. Back in 20 seconds remaining in the game now. And still a 5-on-3 as Van Bilzen comes down the floor. Van Bilzen is looking to kill off the final seconds as Batchelder in. Van Bilzen looking back at the clock, and that is it for the game. So make the final 12-4 for the Wolves as they continue. That brings them to 9-0 for the season. Thanks, dude. Oh, thanks. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Hope you had as much fun watching this as we had bringing it to you. And hopefully next time we'll be back at home. I think we're on the road for the next one, so we'll be back on Larry Cherry YouTube. Next home game, though, is can't wait to be back on Maritime Athletic Profiles when all you do is do the talking and I don't have to run the camera. And you get all the different angles of those guys, too. But as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support of Female Lacrosse, and we'll see you all next time. Thanks a lot, everybody.